There we go. Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shabazz, and this is some real change stock options trading journey. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. As we begin today. Today is April the 1st. Not only is it the first day of a new month, but it is also the first day of the second quarter. Good morning, Dr. Jody. How's my volume, please? I'm in the Mercedes-Benz dealership right now, and they have some very exceedingly loud music playing in the background. So I will not be adding to that. Rather, I will just let that background music play. I just want to know if you can hear me. The volume is great. Thank you for that. You see, we broke all-time highs in pre-market. Previously, the all-time high was 524.61, and we actually broke that in post-market Friday. So, great. How about yourself? Good. So post-market and pre-market, not only did we break the high, but we also have dropped down from it significantly. So definitely be taking our time today looking for the best possible trade that is out there. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate those of you who are live, and we appreciate those of you who watch the replay. All right, Dr. J says the volume is great. Well, in 10 seconds, let's go ahead and make today our best trading day ever. And here we go. And if you look at the daily chart, we did put in a shooting star Friday. However, we have gapped up from Friday's close. Very strong bearish movement coming out from the beginning. Very bearish move starting out the gate. Coming right to a support area. Finding a little bit of support, the 523.50 area. And this is where pre-market low was as well. Wa alaikum assalam, brother Hamza. My brother Hamza is in the building. Alhamdulillah. Any thoughts, brother Hamza or Dr. Jody? Any thoughts so far? Again, the market broke all-time highs. In the post market, went up to 525.84, and now we have dropped from that. Now trading at the 523.65, right to pre-market lows. And if you look down here on the 15-minute chart, we're putting in the second hammer. We put in a green hammer, and now we're putting in a red hammer. Very interesting. I'm going to take our time today and let the trade come to us. Brother said just open the chart. Nothing wrong with that. What about you, Dr. J? Any thoughts? What I particularly see is the bulls allowing the bears to push the price down a whole $2, so they can use that as liquidity to take it back up to an all-time high of 525. Absolutely looking very bullish now. Dr. J said just observing for now. And if you include pre-market, we are putting in a head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders right now, potentially. Just observing for now. Thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. We really appreciate that. As we are just observing right now, but the market does have a lot of liquidity that it can grab to go back up. And you see it everywhere. You see it here on the daily chart. A lot of liquidity can be grabbed. I'm kind of liking it. I really am. I don't want to stick to my discipline of just waiting to see if anyone is in trouble. If no one is in trouble, that means we're the ones that's in trouble. So I agree with you, Dr. J. We're just going to observe for now. But in that observation, let's take a look here. There's a lot of liquidity that has been built by the bears, and the bulls are trying to get these bears to squeeze. Now, to me, I would definitely be interested above the 524 for a call, as that would definitely cause the last of the bears to cover. Not necessarily a move that I would marry, but definitely a move that I would potentially trade if we can break above the 524. That will cause the last of these bears to start covering. That's what it's looking like on the daily chart. On the 30-minute chart, we can see the exact same thing, a very large bearish move at the end of Friday, and then we have a nice gap up today. And as well, the bulls are now attempting to pressure these bears, but at the same time, the bears have a slight advantage right now, and that is why you see them fighting back very fiercely, putting in this top wick. So we have a nice doji to end our first 5-minute candle. That's a 30-minute candle. Now let's go to the 15-minute candle. Still a little bit of trickery, which is why we say the first 5 minutes is very volatile. The first 15 minutes can trick you. So it is definitely best to wait, sit on the side, and be patient. Take a look at the 5-minute chart. On the 5-minute chart, you can see the strong bearish move from the 524, which was Friday's high. But this gold line represents where we went pre and post and pre-market. We did break the 524 and go all the way to the 525.6, a complete dollar move. So I will look to taking a call if we do breach this 524 and see if I can hold it for that dollar move. A lot remains to be seen. Either way, patience is the key. I too am just observing for now. It's far, far too early to do anything. Also, guys, from what I've noticed is that a lot of times in the first 15 minutes of the market, a lot of stop hunts should be activated, trying to take out both the bulls and the bears. But we are green on the daily chart, green on the 30-minute chart, green on the 15-minute chart, green on the 5-minute chart as well, as the first 10 minutes have gone by. We also have reports coming out at 9:45, and we have a 10 o'clock report coming out as well. I don't know if you can hear the background music here at the dealership, but I'm not responsible for it. But I figured I have no choice but to let it play. But I didn't want to play anything additional over it. So I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background. Baby, come back. Getting close to my area of interest, but also getting close to 9:45, where we have a report coming out. Now on the 15-minute chart, guys, you see a very nice hammer. You have a downtrend, a hammer, and you have price trading above the hammer. It's looking pretty good on the 15-minute chart. Again, and on the 15-minute chart, you can see all of this liquidity that could potentially be grabbed by the bulls to take price higher. You gotta wait and see. Think about you, baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Well, they jamming in here. Excuse me, guys. Come on. Everything about you, baby, come back. You know, I'm kind of singing that song to the spy. Baby, come back. Man, who knew that at 500 it was just getting started. Guys, we've been trading this thing since it was in the 430s, 480s. Hit 500. Who knew that would have been a great time to buy for the long haul as we are now trading at 524. So yeah, baby, come back. Baby, come back. Come on back down. Give us another opportunity to take advantage. Now we are at 9:45. 9:45. It is insane. Again, it's never the news. It's all about the reaction to the news. So even though we have news, it's all about how the market is going to respond and react to the news. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Barker?
How you doing?
All right, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Now, maybe you can sell cars.
I sure can, sir. And I love these Mercedes Benz as well. Wow. Well, just Charles Barker. If you're from Virginia, then you know who Charles Barker is. I just met Charles Barker. Matter of fact, I probably should talk him into joining our trading group as much money as he has. For those of you who don't know, Charles Barker is one of the largest dealers in Virginia for Mercedes, for Maserati, all of the top luxurious foreign brands. And now we're having a little bit of retracement. I'm actually sitting at a desk here to give you a little background story. I'm at the dealership, but I'm sitting in one of the cubicles at the desk. So when he saw me, he said, maybe you could sell some cars here. No, sir. But I probably could. I actually love Mercedes. But I love to spy more. I'd much rather buy and sell contracts of the SPY back down to VWAP. And VWAP is acting as support right now, as it typically does. And that is the completion of the inverted head and shoulders. You can see it right here on the line chart. If I draw it for you real quick, you have a left shoulder, head, and this is an inverted head and shoulders guide, but nonetheless, it is what it is. There we have it. Now, once the inverted head and shoulders is done, the stock could either continue in the path that it was going, and in this case, that would be up, or it could reverse and come back to where it came from. And in that case, it's the 523.5 area. That's looking at it on the line chart. On the 5-minute chart, we're finally breaking below the VWAP. Okay, not convincingly yet. And on the daily chart, we see that we are having a smaller green day and are actually on the verge of going from green to red. So very interesting. I can't forget. I'll tell you another funny story. I have a buddy of mine, right? I'm gonna tell you how big Charles Barker is. I have a buddy of mine who has his own dealership, and he names his dealership Charles Baker. Left the R out. So because he left the R out, it's not the same. But as I said, Charles Barker deals with a lot of foreigns and exotic, higher price models. But my buddy called his dealership Charles Baker Jeeps and Honda. But just off a quick glance, if you look at it, you know, your mind is going to tell you Charles Barker because that's the most one of the most famous dealerships here in the Virginia Hampton Roads area. So much so that one of my friends actually borrowed his name. I'm not gonna say he stole his name, but he borrowed his name. Yeah, it was pretty smart. He does a really good business too. Because at first glance, if you just look, you just automatically think it's Charles Barker, but he left the R out, so it's called Charles Baker. Same color sign and everything. I had to show that to you guys one time. VWAP is acting as support right now, and we're starting to bounce off of VWAP. And we have another report coming out at 10 o'clock. So we're going to be patient and see what happens at that 10 o'clock report. Again, guys, we have another report coming up at 10 o'clock. Just have to be careful. You do. You cannot marry anything. You have to get in and get out. You cannot marry her. You can only date her. But right now, I don't have any clear structure. That would have been it. Yeah. 6 minutes, guys, until the 10 o'clock report comes out. And again, it's never, ever about the news. It is only about how the market responds to the news. Dr. Jody said my buddy is the McDowell's of car sales. For those of you who seen Coming to America, that's where she got that from. Eddie Murphy's father-in-law started his own restaurant, but instead of calling it McDonald's, he didn't want to pay the franchise fee, so he named it McDowell's. It's kind of the same concept my guy did with his dealership. You know that McDowell's burger, 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions. However, no sesame seeds on our buns. Exact same sandwich. But hey, wait a minute. We don't have sesame seeds on our bun. So awesome. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Ramadan Mubarak to all of you who are fasting and observing this month of Ramadan. We are in the last 8 days. Keep going. Keep going. And it seems that the SPY is trying to keep going as well. Wasn't satisfied with the 524.6 being a high. She went all the way to 525 this morning. I don't know about you guys, but I'm still not seeing anything just yet. However, VWAP is acting as a very strong support. The stock price is bouncing off of VWAP for now. 1 minute left, and then we have that 10 o'clock report coming out, guys. It's so cold in here. Yeah, that 10 o'clock report, guys. A lot of volatility. Mm. Don't blink, like for real, for real. This is going crazy. That's a lot of stop hunt right there. Do you guys know what stop hunts are? Put it in the right in the chat. Do you know what a stop hunt is? Because that was a clear example of a stop hunt. They just took out bulls and took out bears. Just cleared everybody out. Early bulls got taken out with this move. Early bulls got taken out with this drop. And the bears who tried to jump on his bandwagon, they just got taken out as well. In less than 2 minutes, bulls and bears got wiped out with a massive stop hunt. Alrighty, and I've made it to 10 o'clock without trading. I do not see myself ever going back. As long as we wait till after 10 o'clock, that gives us the edge. It stays out of the way of the foolishness, and we can see how the market responds to the news. We are red on the day. Look at the daily. The daily has gone red. However, we have been here before where the stop hunts took everybody out. So I will not be a victim myself. Excuse my heavy breathing, guys. I'm going to have to step away here in a second. Hamza, Dr. J, my brother Cool Charles, if you guys don't mind holding down the chat for a little bit all of this action right now with these stop hunts has erupted my stomach a little bit, and I think I need to go take a boo boo. Thank you, Lance. Good morning, Lance. If you guys don't mind holding it down, I wanna. That's what I was waiting on right there. And being patient though, waiting for a continuation candle. I've been here before. Do not be fooled. Do not be early. Be patient. Be patient. Yep, that's what we want to see. We want to see a close below this, and then we want to see a continuation candle. Oh, that's funky. All right, I just got in. That was funky. I just got in. I just took a put there. Pre-market low has been violated, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Alrighty, guys, I will be right back. I'm going to step away. Lance, Dr. J, Charles, if you guys don't mind holding the chat down. Go hold down. Thank you, Dr. J, for being understanding. Oh my goodness, I'm getting. Alrighty. All righty. I am back. Okay. Good question, Dr. J. Is anybody in anything? I think I moved a little premeditated. Uh, Knew I had to use the bathroom, and thought I was giving myself a head start when actually I should have waited for continuation. I mean, not doing so is causing me to take a little paper cut this morning. Lance says he is in a put. There was a lot of bearish pressure at VWAP, but then it pushed through it. Okay, what Dr. J is saying. Well, I am still in that put as well with you, Lance. And if we do break the VWAP, then I will be looking to get out of it. Yeah, see, it was still a bad call though. I should have waited for confirmation because we got the, I'm sorry, continuation. We got the confirmation, but we really wanted that continuation. So even if it does work, it was still a bad trade because we should have waited for continuation. And if we would have waited for continuation, we wouldn't even be in right now because the very next candle went against us. Nonetheless, we still had a predefined risk. A predefined risk would be the break above the VWAP. And now, if anything, Lance, it is seeming that the bears are using these bulls for liquidity to push the market down lower and possibly break the 523. With the break of the 523, we will see some bulls covering. With the break of the 523, we will see some bulls covering. And I've been in it this long, I am going to ride it out. It's still, and in hindsight, guys, another reason why I got in this candle, if everyone is wondering, is because this is a death candle. For those of you who don't know what that is, I will be going a little bit more into detail, but this is a death candle. Shout out Alex, shout out Val. Right back where we were. If we get this break of the 523, right back where we were. So now that is what I was looking for the first time. That is what I was looking for the first time. But I had to go boo-boo, so I didn't want to miss it. So I just went, took the put right here. But this was a death candle that I saw, which enabled me to be patient through this. Now, this is going to be, this is a shoulder right here, Lance. So we're going to have a little bit of conversation right here in this area. We are, if you look to the left, you can see that this 523 has been acting as a magnet. So we don't really want to get caught up too much in it. You know, we want to take it for what it's worth, take the profits as they present themselves, take the profits as they present themselves. You got, let's not rock the boat, baby. Don't rock the boat, baby. Lance, I like the 522.50 because that is a half and whole dollar marks. But again, I want to look left here. I want to look left here. Now this is what we want to see here. We want to see the 523 act as resistance now, so we can change the color on that. And that's exactly what's happening. And this 523 is a weekly support, which is now potentially turned into a weekly resistance. But in this area here, Lance, from the 522.8, we can see that the bulls have been coming back in this area here. Let's go ahead and identify the bulls. These are the bulls here, Lance. And the bulls have been strong in this area. So we have to acknowledge that the bulls have been strong in this area. Now there is a lot of downward pressure, and that could force these bulls to start covering as well. But definitely, Lance, take a little bit of profit here, buddy. Take a little bit of profit here. The trade initially went against us, but we're now in the green. Put a little bit of money in your pocket. Oh, I'm out. Lance said I'm out. That's good to hear, buddy. That's good to hear. I hope you got some lunch money today, buddy. Yeah. I'm going to hold on a little bit longer because I do believe there is a potential for another leg down, because this was and is a death candle followed by another death candle. And if this is all the effort that the bulls can put into it right now, we're going down. Okay, Lance, good job, buddy. Great job, buddy. That is definitely a little bit of lunch money and a little bit of dinner money. Yes, sir, buddy. Glad you took that ride with me to the bank. I know I can always count on you and everyone else. Yep. Awesome, awesome. I'm just holding on just a little bit longer because I do believe that we could potentially get a move down. However, I will use the reclaiming of the 523 to get out if I need to, because then that will be a lot of liquidity that the bears provided, where the bulls could take it right back up to VWAP. So and if we look here on the 30-minute chart, right here in the middle here, the 30-minute chart, you can see that we haven't really fully broken that 523 with the close. We did break it and made that money coming down, but you can see clearer here the bulls here. Let me identify them a little bit better here. Let's identify the bulls a little bit better here on that 30-minute chart. Yep, and here they are. No problem, buddy. No problem. And for everyone else, this is why Lance and I got out, because of these bulls. Some of them are hiding in bare skin, but there is buying pressure here in this area. So you take the profits as they present themselves. And as I said earlier, we're not going to marry the stock today. We're just going to date her. Now, if we're able to get below this 522.7, then that will start forcing these guys to cover and start putting pressure on Friday's bulls as well. Let's see what their breaking point would be. Let's go to the Fibonacci and see where their breaking point would be. And quite a ways to go before Friday's bulls start giving up the ghost. And so this Friday's bull that is assisting with the buying pressure that is happening here at the 523. However, the selling pressure is very dominant right now. And if we are able, still, little bit less than 4 minutes on this 30-minute chart to see a beautiful close underneath the 523 and then a continuation below the 522.7, Should possibly take us right down to the 522 too. But who knows? All we can do is watch and observe, identify areas that are potential trouble, potential cover areas. Yes, sir. And it is still early, so for those of you who have not traded yet, that is absolutely great. I'm happy that you haven't traded yet. Wait for a little bit more clearer market structure. Again, this is not financial advice. Do whatever you feel is comfortable to you. Mm. Yep, yep, yep. I'm now potentially looking to possibly flip sides, as there is a lot of liquidity that has been provided by the bears. The bears could keep going, as you see now very clearly this selling pressure. Let me take a look at my big algos. Okay. Okay, on my big algos, connected. Okay, this is what's going on in big algos. So we want to see that break out of this buying algo with that next 30-minute continuation candle, and that is getting ready to form right now. It's either going to continue to break out, give us that good look possibly. And again, these are Friday's bulls that are helping support the price right now. Friday's bulls are helping assist. And the goal is to put enough selling pressure where they start covering, which will bring the price down lower. But however, they could also average, they could average in, average down, put a stop to the selling, reverse the price, and then force these bears that are still in to start covering. So there is a potential call here as well. Just wanted to point out both sides. We don't care, bull, bear. We will make money either way. Very red on today so far. Very red on today. Very good job of taking profits when profits presented themselves. Very good job on that, buddy. And for everyone else, there is a potential call above the 523.6 area. Again, a lot of liquidity has been provided by early bears, which we were a part of. And if the bulls are able to reverse the price, the higher the price goes, the more bears will start covering. The more bears start covering, the higher the price goes. I came in for oil change. I've been here since 7 o'clock, really 6:50. I was here before they opened. Goodness, I'm so sleepy. Mm-hmm. Here it is. Mm-hmm. Pull up here a little bit bigger for you guys. Mm-hmm. And we're still in that selling pressure, that downward selling pressure. Are you still on end calls? I have a phone call. Yes, Dr. J. We are finding support here at this lower algo. I'm definitely finding support here. I've switched to Heikin Ashi to allow me a little bit more comfort in staying in the trade. When my Heikin Ashi changes color, then I will get out of the trade. Again, that 522.5 half and whole dollar amounts. Just remaining patient right now, guys. That's all. Here we go. Come on, fiesta, forever. You have to love this, guys. You have to love it. There's that 522.5 Lance I was telling you about. We hit that 522.5. We're getting more pressure, as I mentioned before, potentially starting the bulls to cover. I went ahead and got on my last little piece right there. Thank you, guys. I got out of my last little piece right there. So I am completely out, guys. We hit that mark, and as soon as we did, I went ahead and took profits. We hit the 522.2 area, and that was my profit target. Really was a 522.5, but I want to take it all the way to support. We came and hit support. That was good enough for me. I am out. Does that mean we won't go lower? Of course we'll go lower because I got out. Of course. But again, you can see on the daily chart as well, very clean break. If you didn't catch it here, there was still a shooting star. So once we got trading underneath the shooting star, there was an opportunity for a put. Once we got underneath the 522.7, there was another opportunity. And taking it right to support is a great place to take profits. Pardon me? Daryl? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know who Daryl might be. No. I don't know Daryl. I'm just a salesman impersonator. I'm just using the desk. I'm really not a salesman, sir. I'm a trader. And if you'd like to learn about stocks, please sit down, sir. I might be able to help you. Sorry about that, guys. Someone is looking for Daryl. Again, on the 5-minute chart, we can see it hit support and bounce right off of support. Again, let's look left. And we can see here at that 522 that the bulls find support here in the past and have bought it and taken it all the way back to the 523. So to me, that was a very clear exit opportunity with a very clear break of the algo structure here. Very clear profits. This was a roller coaster, but this was a death candle, which enabled us to hold on to the roller coaster. The price never closed above VWAP. And in fact, when it got to VWAP acted as rejection, brought the market right back down with a second death candle. And it was here that Lance and I first made some profits. And then I held on a little bit longer to take my last little runner off right here at the 522. So I can go ahead and get rid of this algo right now. It is invalid right now. We're waiting for another one to show up. And I still see a potential call. We know that the bulls love lower prices. Now, I don't quite know what the news said or what happened in the news. We really don't care about the news. We just care about the reaction to the news. Take a look at it here. And this is a 15-minute chart. So we can really get a good look at what's going on here, guys. Now on the 15-minute chart, you can see huge buying pressure right here. Huge buying pressure. Hence, that is what happened here. We had the same thing happen here on Thursday with this candle right here. Right here. And it did the exact same thing. So that's a history repeating itself right there. And showing you that buying pressure here at the 522.2 area. How about let's give it up for these lines? And guys, can I get you to hit the like button, please? Thank you, thank you. You're far too kind. Far too kind. And we're off to a great start for the second quarter. I'm very excited to hear how everyone's first quarter went. I know the majority of the people who traded with us through March were successful and had a green month. Congratulations to everyone who had a green month. I believe in March I might have had, I think, 2 red days. I know 1 for sure, but I'm just saying 2 just because, I don't know. But I know I had 1 red day. We're starting off this month very, very well. And again, it is still very, very early. It always helps us when we take a step back and look a little further left. Now, let me show you what this would look like if we took out pre-market. A lot of times we do like to take out pre-market. It gives us a completely different view. Aha! And this is with pre-market being removed. You can still see that 522 area. You can clearly see this bullish pressure right here. Let's go ahead and identify it, because it may come back a little bit later to be revisited. You have very strong bullish pressure all the way down to 520, guys. All the way down to 520. So this is a lot of liquidity that the bears could use if they're able to start putting pressure on these bulls to start covering. Let's go ahead and use our Fibonacci. Let's see where that is. Yeah, right there. Mm-hmm. 521 is the halfway mark from the bottom to the top. Take it to the 520, to the 523, 50% mark is at 521.60. If the stock price is able to get to the 521.60, that would definitely spark bull covering and could possibly take us even lower. That's why I'm saying it is still early, guys. It is still early. But please also recognize that if, can't say when, but if the stock price does find a bottom, the bulls will jump back in as they always do. Take a look, guys. Look how this day started off. Kinda similar. You see it? Kinda the same. Let me get this out of the way. But this here, today's action has a little bit of resemblance to Wednesday's action in the morning. See that? Right there. And look how the day ended. So have no worries, no despair. The market came down, based here at the 519, tested it once, tested it twice, and then took off. So the very same thing could happen here. And if it doesn't base, then that will start putting pressure on these bulls to start covering. Bulls covering will take the price down just a little bit lower. So very interested to see what happens at this 522.2 area if we're able to successfully break this and get away from it. If not, be on the lookout for a massive green candle followed by some continuation. And this is what this move happened because these early bears got squeezed. When these early bears got squeezed, that is what did this move. That is what provided the liquidity for this move, these bears covering. So if you haven't traded yet, still be patient. Still keep looking. Still keep observing. I'm going to show you another area here. So guys, I would say and put an alarm in this area. And that's the 523.25 area. That if the stock price is able to get above this area, and this is now resistance, so let's change that color. And let's change this also to bright red. Okay. So I will put alarm in this 523.2 area. I will place an alarm here for a potential call. And for the continuation on the put, again, we will have to see it clearly break the 522. It could just base here, guys. It could just base here. So this is not really a strong convincing area, in my opinion. And again, this is not financial advice. Please do whatever you feel is best for you. I'm just calling out and identifying what I see the algos are showing us. Yeah, I like the 521 5 area. That would then put pressure on these remaining bulls. So that is where I will set an alarm. I might should set it just a little higher, 521 6, to grab my attention and start looking again. I have 2 alarms set. One set at the 521 6 for a potential continuation on the put, and one set at the 523 2 to potentially squeeze these bears, break out of this buying, break out of this selling algo, and potentially take the market back up to at least the 523, 524 area. So that is what I see so far, guys. If anyone else sees anything, please put it in the chat. Everyone's thoughts, everyone's game plans, everyone's eyesight is welcome and appreciated. You might hear my voice, but we are a team. And there has been many times when I have seen something and our teammates saw something else, and I went with the teammates. So I do appreciate everyone's comment. I do appreciate everyone's input. How about us, guys? How about us? Hey. Well, guys, I'm just about to wrap it up as we approach the 11 o'clock hour. Grateful for everyone who has attended. Grateful for everyone who has taken a trade with us. And grateful for the people who have not taken a trade with us. Because if you have not traded yet, you have not taken a loss. You still have capital preservation, and capital preservation is always a win, as our first duty and obligation is to